Well, good morning, friends, and welcome to my channel. I am Crystal, and this is Homemaking on the Homestead. And in today's Coffee with Crystal, I'm just going to share a few things, a project I'm working on this morning in my kitchen, what I'm reading lately, and talk about the beauty and the need for stillness. Okay, guys, grab your cup of coffee and let's chat. Okay, well, let's see. Today, I feel like I have been kind of just running all over, doing 15 different things at one time. So it's actually late morning. I usually like to do these Coffee with Crystals a little earlier in my morning, but it just could not be helped today, but that's okay. So it's still coffee time. It isn't noon yet, so I'm doing good. Some of you may have noticed that I've been putting out my videos like an hour later. I really struggle to find the perfect time. They have analytics that show, the times that your videos are getting watched the most, and I've looked at that. I don't really see anything that stands out at me. So I always, from the time I began my channel, just put them out first thing in the morning. I am on Pacific time, and so I would put them out at 5 o'clock my time. And of course that would mean 8 o'clock by East Coast time. And that, it doesn't get a whole lot of views right away. And so, of course, that's part of the, the YouTube analytics. And I try not to get too wrapped up in all of that and just, do my thing, put it out there, and make it available for people whenever it is that they watch them. So, but lately, instead of doing 5 a.m., I've moved it to 6 a.m. So I'll just play around with that for a while, and we'll see how that goes. But I would be curious, what time of the day do you usually watch my videos? That might be interesting and helpful for me to know too, especially if you are a regular watcher. The first thing I wanted to share with you is the project that I'm working on. So let me take you over to the kitchen and you can see what I'm doing. I am getting ready to make a big double batch of Amish Raisin Bran muffins. I have shared this recipe before on this channel. I love this recipe. It makes a huge amount. It will end up making about 8 dozen, which is perfect because I'm going to freeze them up and take them down to my daughter's house when we head down to California for our family reunion. And with any luck today, I can get this big batch of granola made. That's my goal. And I'm going to do the same with that. I use a brown sugar granola recipe, which I have also shared before. I have some pecans, I have some raisins, and some dried cherries all ready to put into the granola. So, and I am going for oil. I am using coconut oil. I've had it sitting in my sink with some warm water, just so that it will melt or soften up the oil to make it a little bit easier to measure. As of right now, I have the first batch already in the oven, and I am just thought, well, I'm gonna sit here and film. I might have to get up to pull them out of the oven, but that's okay. And just kind of keep plugging away at that. It's a very large bowl of muffin mix. I mean, it took up my whole 7-quart bowl there to put all that together. But these are such a huge hit wherever I have taken them. Whoever I've given them to absolutely loves them. The recipe is from Do It on a Dime, and I will put the link below. Like I said, I have shared this before, so you may already have seen me make them. But yeah, if you're looking for a super easy, really good, crowd-pleasing muffin, this one is the one. Okay, so the first question I typically ask you all is, what are you having for dinner tonight? I have leftovers. Yesterday, Abby and I went into town. We were gone most of the day, ran a bunch of errands, stopped at Costco for some things, and I picked up some of their baby back ribs. And that will usually feed us for 2 or 3 nights for sure. I also grabbed a couple loaves of French bread from them, and I have carrot sticks already cut up at home, or I had carrot sticks already cut up at home, so I figured that would do us good for the next couple of nights. So I'm doing easy because I have so many things going on, and we are trying to get ready to leave and go on our trip to California to our big family reunion. I wasn't able to plan one this year, just didn't have the time with my daughter moving and all the things I had going on. So my daughter in California, she volunteered. So we were like, yay, we still get to have a family reunion. And that makes it nice for some of the kids that live farther south. It's not quite as long of a drive to get here, or to get to her place, I should say. But that's why I'm doing easy dinner. But yeah, hey, let me know in the comment what you're having for dinner. I just love to share what we're doing in our kitchens, what we're making, give other ladies some inspiration when they read through them. I really appreciate that a lot. Okay, the next thing I want to do is to share with you what I've been reading lately. And please let me know in the comments what you have been reading lately. Now, sometimes I do audiobooks because I love to listen to them as I'm working. So one of the audiobooks I'm currently listening to right now is Anne of Green Gables. And yes, I have read the book numerous times. I've seen the movies, but I absolutely love Anne of Green Gables. So I just figured how fun to do that. If you're interested in listening to audiobooks like through YouTube, there is a lot that is available for free. I will leave the link to that book, Anne of Green Gables, and you could look on the same YouTube channel and see what other books they might have that would interest you. Okay, I had to go change out my muffins and then run outside for something and then back in, and so let's move on. Okay, second book that I'm reading is Stepping Heavenward by Elizabeth Prentice. I am really enjoying this. It's in diary format. The subtitle of the book is One Woman's Journey to Godliness. And so I'm so far finding it really encouraging and a really good read. So highly recommended. Okay, I've had this thought on my mind for a little while, and that's stillness. You know the verse, be still and know that I am God. We live in a society that is just so noisy all the time, whether we're getting things from, television or news articles or whatever, it's all over in the stores. And I mean, it's a very busy, noisy world. And some of it is, could be discouraging. There's just a lot. Also at home, if you have young kids, you've got a noise level that's always going on. And that's why I think it's come to my mind so much lately, is because now that my grandkids are gone, my husband and I both keep making the comment, it's like, wow, it is so quiet. And then when he's busy outside doing things and I'm inside doing things, I really notice the stillness. And it just has had me reflect a lot on the importance and the value of stillness. When I was a young mom, of course, I would have to really work hard to have those quiet moments. I would get up early in the morning oftentimes just so that I could have my hour or so of just a quiet home and prepare me both spiritually and just prepare me for the day. And sometimes I would find stillness in other ways. It might be during nap time. As time progressed, of course, and my kids became more busy and they weren't always home, finding that stillness was a little bit easier. I have always liked to walk. I've been walking for the last 10 years, and I have loved walking because it is just that quiet time for me to think, reflect. I usually end up praying as I'm walking, and it is just that still small voice of God that we can have the moments and the opportunity to be able to hear. What I found the most interesting for my own personality is that I have become over the years so accustomed to a lot of noise and a lot of activity that when I have these still times, it seems almost strange to me, and I will end up putting audiobooks on, and I will put on my Bible to listen to, and I will just play podcasts, and all those things are good, but it's like I have this need to have noise going on around me as I work. So it made me reflect on the story of Elijah a lot when he wanted to see God, and God showed himself. There was fire and an earthquake, but both times God said, I'm not in that. And then there was stillness, quietness, And, you know, and again, God said, that is where you're going to find me. Obviously, I'm kind of paraphrasing the whole story, so I can leave the scripture reference if you want to go read the story, or if you're not familiar with it. But I just think that we need to actively seek those still, quiet moments of our day, even if there's nobody else in the house. We can still tend to allow so much of life, the stresses, the worries, maybe the anxieties of the things around us, whether it's our country, whether it's, you know, maybe family issues, maybe issues with friends, or who knows what. But, you know, there's always going to be those things in our life that are going to cause that worry and that stress. And to know that there is an importance to seeking stillness and seeking that time with the Lord. I think when we take that quiet time to spend with the Lord, that is when we are going to hear his voice the loudest. You know, we're going to feel his presence the most. We're going to experience the peace that comes with that in our own soul, and that radiates to our whole home. If we are homemakers, housewives, mothers who are carrying a lot of stress and anxiety and worry, that spills over to everybody around us. And so we need to actively be seeking that still, quiet time with the Lord every day, and just put our hearts in the right place, bring that peace back into our life, and to let that radiate to those around us. So I really just wanted to encourage everybody today in the value of stillness. Okay, ladies, I got a whole bunch more muffins to make, and hopefully get to some granola before the day ends. We'll see how that goes. But I hope you all have an awesome and wonderful weekend, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.